Hey everyone, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, and I want to welcome you to episode 156 of Limb Lengthening Live, where the patients interview the guests. And today we are doing another topic of discussion. Today's topic is discussing over lengthening. That's right. I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago, we talked about doing a third stature lengthening, cosmetic limb lengthening surgery. We actually had the guest or the patient who was going to do it in the chat. And today we're going to talk about over-lengthening. What is it? Is it safe? And yeah, we're going to get everybody's take on that. But before that, how's everybody doing? Got Ben Mendoza, the MVP in the house. What's up? How are you? Are you done school for the summer? We got the Bionic Man. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, we got the Cyborg, and now we got the Bionic Man. We got Fear God 101. What's good? Yeah, what's up? How you doing, Fear God? Plans for Mother's Day. That's so funny that you say that, because after church this past weekend, I went straight to Wise, which is like a grocery store around here. I live in Baltimore, and I got her a card. It was a pretty funny card, and a gift card to, I think she likes Olive Garden. My dad's birthday was this past week too, so I had to get him something too. I got him, he likes Texas Roadhouse, so I got him that. So I got both parents something all in 1 week. So Mother's Day and his birthday is on the same week. So I did something good. I was a good son this week. We got the Russian spy. Hello from the UK. Greetings. What time is it over there? It's 5 hours ahead over there, isn't it? So it's like 11:30. You're up late. See, I've been dieting for my natural bodybuilding season this year, and I've been having irregular sleep. So like when you lose a lot of fat and you're not eating a whole lot of carbs, the water goes right through you. So I've been waking up at like 2:33 to go pee, and I can't go back to sleep. So my sleep's all jacked up. I'm like you limb lengthening patients. I can't sleep. I never sleep. I think I might average 5.5 hours, 6 hours. But anyway, let's talk about the topic of discussion today, over-lengthening. That's right, the Bionic Man. Over-lengthening sounds dangerous, but if I didn't reach my goal height, I might think about it. Maybe. That's a very interesting comment. It really is. We got J-Lo on the show. Now, guys, we are using the old streaming software. I just want to say that because the other one that we used, I still have that, but I don't think it's really made for live streaming. So we're going back to the one that's tried and true. This is made from Streamlabs, and it seems like it's working pretty well. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I just try to upgrade, and the gods from above slap me back down. All right, all right. Happy birthday to my father. Yeah, thank you. I know his name's not Victor, but but yeah, thank you, thank you. He's getting older. All right, we got J-Lo on the show. Hey, J-Lo. Are you the real J-Lo? Because if you are, I'll be your 12th husband. I'm kidding. All right. Oh, it's almost midnight over there in the UK. Interesting. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming to say hello. I really appreciate it. All right. Okay. So SideQuest is saying that over-lengthening is so dumb. That one guy on More Plates, More Dates podcast who went from 6 foot to 6'6", kept lengthening his tibias, and even when he lost function. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk about today. So I had a patient who found a guy on Instagram who I think went to that same clinic. And this guy, he has an Instagram. He has quite a bit of followers. I think it's like 150,000. And I clicked on his Instagram, I think today or yesterday. And I think it's pretty interesting. I'm waiting for... Where are you, Ali? I need you to give me the link. Join. This is the old software. You don't have to worry about it. J-Lo, what's up? Can you hear me? No? All right. Well, anyway, let me see if I can find the link so I can just do this. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find Instagram. Oh, here it is. Okay. It was still in my history, my Google Chrome. Hold on. No, this is not it. I got to search it. Who's calling me? Somebody's calling me from... Hello? Hello? Hey, are you joining? You didn't see the link? Oh, I posted in the... Oh, you're not in the Discord. Oh, okay. Let me post the link. Okay. Yeah, I can... That's on my other computer. Let me... I'm live talking to you. Okay. I'll put it in the chat on the YouTube. Okay, click on that there. All right, bye. All right, that was the guy. So Ali's coming on, so he's gonna give me the right thing. So let me give him the join link. So what's up, everybody? Anybody getting surgery? Hey J Lo, how are you?
I'm great. How about you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing okay. I'm about 6 weeks out from my first bodybuilding show of the season, so I'm feeling the
Yeah.
diet and the training, but I'm doing okay. Are you
Yeah, this is
getting?
my first time joining here. So my
Yeah.
prospective patients, we're going to Pariha in September that about.
Oh,
And yeah, I'm a student in the United States. So yeah, that's a little
that.
bit about me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So you're going to Dr. Parihar in India, Mumbai.
Absolutely.
That's cool. And are you going to get your femurs or your tibias done?
My Tibia.
Tibia. Okay.
Yeah.
How tall are you right now?
I'm 168, so I want to shoot for six, max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to
Yeah.
go for the max. So you're 168 centimeters, and you want to go for how much?
I want to go for 6 centimeters.
6 centimeters. And you said the femur,
No, the Tibia.
the tibia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What did he say about that? Did you talk to Dr. Parihar already?
Yeah, I've had a consultation with him, and he said it's possible, but it's a little bit harder. But I'm very optimistic about it, so I'm kind of starting the stretches and the stuff that you posted on your YouTube channel, and hopefully I'll be able to get a 6 centimeters that I need.
I don't know, but I hear like this weird little reverb from your mic. It sounds like a frog or a toad or
Oh,
something.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe try
I don't
coming
know.
off and going back on, and then maybe it'll fix it. But I understand. No, Dr. Parihar, future prospective patient. You said in September.
Yeah, in September.
That's cool, man. Awesome, awesome, J Lo.
Yeah,
That's really cool. And it
yeah,
just it feels so weird calling you J Lo. You're a guy, but anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I gotta say that's really cool because we don't get a lot of party heart patients. I talked to him quite a bit, but we don't have him
Mhm.
on the show. So I think that's gonna be really cool. Well, do you have any questions about tibia lengthening from these guys did femurs, so I did do tibia, but if you have any questions for anybody here before we talk about the topic of discussion, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I've been following you for quite some time now. I've really listened to a lot of your lives,
Yeah.
so I already have a lot of my questions answered, and there's probably a lot of questions that also come up along the way that I want to ask as well. So, but at the moment, before we start the program, I think I'm okay. But I'll be thinking about questions and um, contributions to that I can make. Yeah,
Awesome. Very cool. Well,
yeah,
we'll look forward to it, man.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm gonna bring on
So, do you want me to tell how I found him, or
yeah, just tell me about it, this guy and how you found him because I saw his thing, but people don't know.
yeah, I remember this guy. I've seen him when he was in Turkey. Actually, he was like with Brian and what's that name, Denzel, like Break My Bones guy
Hmm.
in Turkey. And then I don't know how I found him. Maybe I was searching for Tibia patients, and I see this guy, and he's like, "I'm gonna do in Germany with what, like he's doing Betsbone."
Mm.
And yeah, he said in the beginning like I'm gonna do, and then he's like, so Dr. Becker is saying 12 centimeters for tibia. That is insane for me. Is possible? And this guy said on his Instagram that he wants to do 10. That's his goal and his dream. And then what was really interesting for me recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago, I found I'm not even subscribed, but sometimes I check his profile because he's doing Tibia. I might be doing Tibia in the future. It's interesting for me, how he goes. And then I see he is like 195. I'm coming. That means with his starting height after femurs, he wants to do maximum on Tibia. And I'm like, what the hell? Like this guy, I respect him. If he's not joking, it's like his goal. But like personally for me, that's a little bit too much. And I've seen his pictures and Instagram. Like personally, I think that's my opinion that his legs look a little bit too long. They're getting too, but that would be interesting to talk about. So you want me to send just pictures or his Instagram account?
I want you to give me his Instagram account. I can share this screen and just go on his Instagram on here.
Okay, yeah. Let
Just put in
me-
the private chat here. On there, there's a private chat link. Put it there.
e-
All right, guys, and I just posted the join link if you want to join the panel below the YouTube video.
Posting
And
it
it's
now.
also in the chat. So you just posted it now? Okay, I got it.
And I would like to add a few words if you're interested how I'm doing.
Yeah, sure.
Are you or not?
Well, let's do that. Let's do that at the end because you were here recently, and also Master Distractor was here last week. So, and we know J-Lo is a prospective patient. So
No, I
let's
mean,
do-
like I had appointment yesterday with
Oh,
Dr.
okay.
G. That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to give a few words if you're interested in it.
No, I definitely am. I just want to get to the topic of discussion, then we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can do it later or
Later, for sure.
Okay,
No,
okay.
we're gonna. Yeah, I would just want to segment the show. I want to get into that.
Yeah. Got it. Did you get the link?
Yeah, I did. I just clicked on it, so I'm trying to share the screen here. So, okay, guys. So, Tremba. That's his name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think
All
his
right.
name is Leon. Leon. He's from Germany. Leon. I think is his name.
Leon. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see this, guys? On the Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is him here, Tremba. He has quite, like I said, he had quite a bit of followers, like 151,000. That's quite a bit. Only following 14. He does like the no follow, many deep follows. Anyway, yeah. So this is him. So let's go through this. Let's try to find out. I kind of scaled through it. I think there was one about his previous height. Do you like? I want to see how. Okay. So here it is, right here. So this is his height that he my height before my 2 surgeries. So he already had 2 height surgeries. Is that right?
Yeah, he did LON on femurs, 10.5. That's what he's saying, and now is tibia. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think
So
he was the second one though.
Huh?
I don't think he has had 2 already. He had one femur 10 centimeters, and I think this is his second one.
Gotcha.
Correct.
So he did one. Oh, he's saying that this is before he gets his next one.
I believe so, but I could be wrong.
So he
No,
did 10 centimeters on his femurs.
And he did tibia too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He's
What
in
was his-
process right now. He's
What-
like 6 centimeters right now, something like that. on
So he
tibia.
was 170 centimeters when he started,
Yeah,
and he did 17 centimeters.
already. Yeah, he was
So he did 10 on
171.
his femur and 7 on his tibia. Did he do it at the same time, or did he spread it out?
Spread it out like a year or yeah.
But
like a
still,
year.
that
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that brings up the topic of discussion for today, because over-lengthening is a thing, right? So we are talking 10 centimeters on the femur, which we know that the precise nail and like what most patients do for femur lengthening is 8, right? As the max, the extreme. And then the tibia, most surgeons recommend 5, maybe 5.5 or 6 if you're really lucky. I know some, Dong Hon Lee patients have done 7, but to do 7 in this guy, does he have like? Let's go to some other videos in here. I only looked at a few of them. It seems he's doing a lot of standing. Do you suffer from being short? So he's kind of like doing some promotions. Intramedullary nail, lengthening nail. I don't know if I would. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Music.
we can.
It's just some music. He's just putting on background music. Okay, so he uses. I'm trying to find out like his. Let me go way back. He probably has a lot of posts. Okay, so looks like he's. All right, so that's 182. So, what's a good post? Do you know any post that he shows what he was before? Okay, here we go. Here's one. Let's see. So this is him. Let's see.
For before and after, how do it looks after the height surgery. Right now, I don't know if I will reach 5, 6, maybe 10 centimeter, but yeah, we will see.
Okay, so he did a mock-up proportion. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so
Hey guys, today we will make pictures. So pictures for before and after, how do it looks after the height surgery. Right now, I don't know if I will reach 5, 6, maybe 10 centimeter, but yeah, we will see.
did he do tibia? Oh, he did internal nail on the tibia, I guess. It looks like he just did femur.
Hey guys,
No.
today we will make
I
pictures.
thought only
So
he, I
pictures
was not sure because
'Cause-
I always thought he only did femur too, and he's doing tibias. That's my understanding. I didn't know this is the third one.
I think I want 10
that's a
centimeters
second-
more.
That's a second surgery. He did 10.5 on femurs.
Uh-huh.
And now he's doing tibia. He did around 6 right now, and he check his profile. He said 195. I'm coming. I'm not sure if he's joking or if it's real.
Yeah, he only did the femur because I don't see any marks on his tibia. See, when
Yeah,
you're a tibia
yeah.
patient, you need
He's
to
currently doing tibias, and he's already at 6 centimeters.
got it. Okay, so
Right,
he was like 170 something, and now
I think
he's
maybe
180.
7. Maybe he's
177. Now he's one. Yeah. So he did 10. Wow. Okay. And let's see. This is him.
He's going for 10 centimeters in tibias, as far as I'm
Oh,
understanding.
wow. Yeah. Okay. So this brings up the topic of discussion, right? Like over lengthening. What are the risks? Let's talk about the risks first, and then we'll talk about is it safe and everything, because there's things that you can do and things that it's gonna cause some hindrance in certain areas. All right, so this is the guy, Tremba. Okay, oh, this is him. They said he'll never run again. This is the other guy, Denzel. Yeah,
Denzel.
He's working out here. Problems with your height. And if you look, like a lot of these comments, it's saying they're pretty negative, you know, like they so they got it done at the same place as well. Yeah. He will never run again. Yeah. It's just see, this is something. Can you ever walk or run? So that's what everybody's worried about, right? Like recovery. And I think that brings up the topic of discussion is like, what will this do to your recovery after the fact? Because over lengthening, I think I did a video on this earlier this year, because this is walking, right? Anybody can walk, but I know a lot of people who get this done want to be able to do more than walk. They have active lifestyles and whatnot. So I'm not trying to bash this guy or anything. I just want to kind of like use it as to spur some conversation. So let's talk about this. What do you think, Ali?
What I think he's like if you go up where he's kind of like comparing himself to iSpeed or Speed, that blogger, and you can see this guy standing in profile. If you go up, his recent posts, his legs look like, for me personally, really, really long. Okay. I mean, I think in general, I don't like people who talk negativity about him, because look, man, like this guy, he's not like some dictator who is killing people. He's just doing his own thing. Like, so if it makes him happy, that's good for him. So I'm against those negative comments that people talk about him. But personally, for me, you see with the ISP, is like legs so long, like right here. So for me personally, I think I wouldn't, like, for me it's too much. It's overlength. I wouldn't do it, like, for me. But I wouldn't, like, if it something makes him happy, yeah, man, let it go. But I will definitely watch him and see where he stops, because when he posted 195, I'm like, is he doing 12? Is it his goal on Tibia? It's insane. Like, for me, I'm kind of, well, let's see. That's his body,
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, MD?
I mean, it is your body, and I mean, I don't want to bash or say anything really negative. Like in terms of this surgery and getting collar, it's, as a person that's doing it right now, this is amazing. And in terms of that, in the Ali thing, I'm not really suffering at all. I'm having a blast doing this, so it's so far having no issues. But I'm only 2 centimeters in, so we'll see how it goes. However, I'm more concerned about long-term effects at this point if you're going to go this high. So we don't know, like, what we are really changing the body quite a bit when we go this far. So in terms of people that want more of an athletic recovery that we don't know, and the long-term effects of such a lengthening, I don't think there's any data. I'm not sure there's any data on this much of a lengthening. As far as I know, I think there's surgeons that have data on maybe smaller ones, not as much as this. So we don't know. I'm more concerned about this than anything for his safety in the future. Not now. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. I think. Look, I agree. I think that anybody that does the surgery is They have some grit. Do you have to do it in general? But I think that it begs the question of, is this more like in his head? Because now it begs the question, it begs, like it makes us bring up the question of, is this body dysmorphia? Like, which is like, or is this just something that he wants to do? Like a goal, like I want to be as tall as possible, right? Because, he's 187, right?
Yeah. Something,
Or 182.
I mean, for body dysmorphia, he would need to be like.
So 171 to 193. I don't even know how tall he is, because he's like, wait, what's this? Let me see. Okay,
he's
so
like
he was 171.5, and then he goes to 182. So he went up 10. Now he wants to go to 193. Okay, so he was 171. So he was actually like, give or take, around my original height, like 5'7"ish. And then he went up 4 inches to like almost 6 foot, right? Give or take. 4.5 inches to 6 foot. And then now he wants to go up an extra like 6'4", which is crazy. I mean, it's not, I'm not trying to say he's crazy, but I'm trying to say like that's a lot of height added to your leg.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a lot.
Yeah, you agree, right, J-Lo?
I think they do this for when you have I can't say the achondroplasia, but not for but not for regular when you don't have that. This is a bit too much.
I personally think that maybe he has discovered the business aspect of it and he's doing it for social media.
That's what I was.
Yeah, it does look like he's. I mean, because if you look at it, I mean, he's sitting here with his surgeon now. If you want to be, what happens now? Nails. He's getting something.
Yeah.
I gotta give him props for marketing the nail. I mean, they're the owner of the nail. I wanted Precise to be my brand deal, but but looking at this, well, glad to be naturally 6'5". See, we have all these different comments. I'm more interested in the comments of what the public think.
Look, still too small, should lengthen your neck.
Yeah. I can imagine being that insecure about your height. See, I don't know if that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like to talk to this guy, because it's like, I don't think it's about the height anymore. I think it's more about like, it might be a business thing for him. Like, hey, I'm going to market this thing, get as many patients and get referrals to this clinic, or the nail, or whatever it is. Yeah. Or it might be, he really has something that he's trying to achieve. Like, it might be something like me. I'm trying to win the world championship in natural bodybuilding. Like, I don't have to do that. I'm healthy. My doctor says like I'm like an Olympic athlete right now. I could stop and be okay, but I'm pushing myself to go higher and higher and higher. Why? Right? So I don't know what his driving force is, and I kind of want to figure him out. Okay, so this is his internal nail for the lengthening. Okay.
I think it's more like what you said, the latter thing. It's like this is something he wants to push for, kind of deal, right?
See right here, you have recommendations where I can get it done. Okay, so then, so yeah, and then this person's saying, is there a chance the bone would not grow? So people are, yeah. So it seems like, let me go to his profile. Oh snap! Got this guy. What's up? Above tempo on the show. What's going on?
Hey man, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This is a guy who can answer the question of the day, because he did double quadrilateral lengthening. Tell us, Brett, how much did you lengthen? You started at where you started at and where you got to.
Yeah, I did 15 centimeters, so 8 in my femur, 7 in my tibia.
Yeah, but you did it over the course of 2 separate.
Yeah, I did
double surgeries. Yeah. Okay.
And he wants to do 10 more than him.
Like that.
It's 4 and 4 first, and 4 and 3 second. Yeah, I don't know. I was all the numbers. Sorry.
Yeah, but you're recovering really well. You texted me the other day, and now you're running a mile.
Yeah, I ran my first mile last week. It was slow, but I can run a mile now. So.
Yeah. All right. So we're still on this topic, Brett, and we definitely want to do an update with everybody soon. But so this guy here, we're kind of analyzing his Instagram profile. So basically, he was a femur lengthening patient. He did 10 centimeters on the femur, right? And now his goal, which he's showing on his profile here, is that he's trying to do 10 more on his tibia. So we know that the tibia is naturally a smaller bone, and it can really barely tolerate. You got a total of like 7 on your tibia over the course of 2 surgeries. He's trying to do it in one shot. 10, which is, you did 7 over 2. He's trying to do 10 in 1, right? And the topic of discussion today is over-lengthening. Is it safe? What can go wrong? and what are the long-term, consequences of doing this? So let's talk about it. Is it safe? What do you think, Brett?
No, not tibia, especially.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, straight up. No,
Yeah.
just be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when I did the first 4 on my tibia, the first round wasn't too terrible. Like I did that, but the next round I wanted to do another 4, but I only did 3 just to be safe because of Dr. Paley and Dr. Robbins. For safety reasons, they wanted me to stick with 3, so that's what I did.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that over-lengthening, it has some consequences. I do. I think that yes, the muscle, like the bone can grow as long as you want it to. It can definitely grow. I think the biggest thing that comes from this is I think joint stress after a certain, because your leverages are going to be so skewed. Even if you just do it once, it's like they're going to be skewed a little bit. But there's research that shows that complications exist over 8 centimeters in one limb. But if you do more than that, then the leverages, the biomechanics start to put shearing stress on the joint. And then you also have the muscle. The muscle, yes, it can elongate, it can grow new tissue, and so can all the other soft tissue. But then I think that the biomechanics, I just don't think that, look, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of this, right? I've seen some crazy lengthenings, don't get me wrong.
My leg muscles are tight just thinking about it.
Yeah, I know, right? So I don't think it's safe because I think that there's a limit to everybody's, how much they can lengthen. I really do feel like there's a limit. I don't know. That's why some people, they can get to us 8, no problem, which MD seems to be doing right now. We'll find out if he gets all the way there with no problem. And then some other people, they have to fight, all the way to the end to be able to get to 6.5 centimeters. And they're like, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. So it's
Yeah.
This guy, maybe he was lucky, one of the lucky ones, and he got to 10 on one, but to do 10 on the tibia, is he doing it right now? So he's already done the Betts bone, it looks like. The question is,
I think, as far as I'm understanding, he's 6 centimeters in on Betts bone, right, Ali?
Can you repeat?
As far as I'm understanding, he's done 6 centimeters on the Betts bone currently, right? He's right now lengthening and he's at 6 centimeters, right?
Yeah, something like that. His latest post will
But he's aiming to do 4 more, as
Yeah,
far as
so-
I'm understanding.
so his last,
if you just check his profile, everything is there. Look.
yeah,
he
I'm
says
here right now.
195.
It says April 9th.
he wants
He was at 1. He has 6 centimeters to go on April 9th. That was a month ago. So I'm
Right.
guessing he hasn't stopped lengthening yet. So but then is this in order? Because you know how Instagram always does the most popular posts. I don't know if it's in
See,
order.
it says 195. I think he's serious. If he can make it, he will probably
Dang, this
make
had
1.
1,000,000 likes. Did he run ads to this?
No,
Holy crap! 1,000,000 likes. That's
That's insane.
that's insane, right? What is? What's the? This had 1,000,000 likes. This post, I don't even understand. Where are all these people that are liking this? I don't understand. Anyway, they're probably bots. Anyway, so let's see what he's up to real quick.
I don't like it.
Yeah, so this is his website. Is it still sharing the screen? No, I have to share that screen. It's on.
Looks painful.
So this is his website. Oh, so he's a consultant. Okay. All right. So you can't see this, can you? I have to. Let me stop sharing. I have to share this other screen. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, let me add this. Hold on. Share screen. I understand. And okay, this is his website. Can you see this? Is that showing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so grow taller in just months. Okay, so he's actually promoting the surgery. See, I'm more hey, here's the information. You guys do with what you want. He's actually promoting it. Not sure where to start, which method to choose. Okay, I mean that's consultation. That's fair. That's kind of what I do. So, all right, expert guidance.
He's your competitor now.
Yeah, I know, right? Got a Cyborg for Life competitor over here.
Yeah, and you're advertising him basically.
Enjoy. What'd you say? I'm advertising him.
You're
Yeah.
advertising.
You're
your-
advertising
right?
LO and femurs.
Oh, I mean, hopefully it's making it clear that I'm kind of, showing the difference between what he's doing. Enjoy 24/7 availability and continuous support. Okay, so he's kind of like doing a coaching thing about me. Okay, here we go. This is about me. I need to read this. I'm Leon, 23 years old, and I've always dreamed of being taller. My journey began in 2023 when I underwent my first leg lengthening surgery in my femur, increasing my height from 171.5 to 182. So he did 10.5 centimeters using the LOM method with an external fixator. In 2025, I had my second operation on my tibia, going from 182 to 192. So he got there.
What?
Yeah, with no external fixator. So he's doing the Betz bone, and then he said, so this is his first surgery. Okay, he did this is his first surgery, just femur alone, 10.5 centimeters. Wow, that's a lot of.
Damn.
And then he did this.
Honestly,
I mean, congrats for getting there.
If I would be him, I swear, like, honestly, I think he looked pretty good at 182, just with femur stand, and I would just stop. If it would be me, I would just stop happy, and that's it.
Before and after. Okay, so this is his first. Wait, this is probably a mock-up, because.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh wait, no. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Yeah, it looks like a mock-up.
This is the mock-up because femur is already done. You see?
Yeah. It's already done. Okay. Oh, that's his pricing. Okay, cool. Well. All right. Okay. So, okay. All right, Leon. Well, I'll give you props for doing your consulting and stuff like that. That's fair. But do be careful if you do watch this, but you probably aren't watching this, but like, be careful how you guide people to do lengthening. It's very serious business. That we don't want people to have problems, complications, and just because you can achieve it doesn't mean everybody can. That's what we have to make clear here. That's the whole point of this topic of discussion, that over-lengthening is a thing and complications do exist over a certain limit, and not everybody can get to 10 or 20 centimeters. So okay, so I think personally I think that those extreme amounts of lengthening were studied by surgeons for years and experts for years, and that's why the nails have limits. I think that there are risks that we don't even know about that you'll find out with, I think joint stress is a thing when your leverages are skewed a lot. I think biomechanics will be affected to a certain degree. I think proportions will definitely be, even if you did 10 centimeters on your femur, you did 10 on your tibia, your overall leg to body ratio is going to be completely out of the water. Like, it's going to be blown out of the water. So I think that's my thoughts. I think I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that much. I think something much more conservative would be up my alley. But anyway, so we got a lot of you guys to chime in. That's awesome. So, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and, oh wait, somebody said, Ben said, I just found this comment. He said, Victor, his original goal was 182 to 192, which is 10 centimeters, but his new goal is 182 to 195 as you look at the new post. So he wants to get 13 centimeters on the tibia, which is insane. Yeah, I think that is insane. You're right. I don't think that he should do that. I think that you're going to have, here's what I think for the tibia, right? The femur, yeah, you can get a contracture, knee contracture. You can limp and, skittle along all the rest of your life. But the tibia, what is the tendon? I'm going to quiz you guys on anatomy. Let's ask above tempo because he's done double quad. What's the tendon at the heel? Aaron Rodgers tore this like 2 years ago.
The soleus, gastroc.
No, the tendon, like at your heel, your heel tendon. What's that?
Achilles?
The Achilles. That I will tell you from just my mere 4 centimeters, because I had a lot of muscle. The tension on my Achilles, I got an Achilles tendon strain, right? Because I try to push back into recovery too quickly. Well, just imagine doing what? He wants to do 13 centimeters, almost more than 3 times what I did. And now granted, he doesn't have as much muscle, but the thing is that tendon is not as flexible as muscle. It doesn't grow like muscle. So if he starts running or sprinting in a fast burst, the likelihood of a Achilles tendon rupture is very high, very likely. Because I was just doing walking lunges in the gym and I felt a little strain. I was like, I got to back up. But this guy, I don't know. I think that's ridiculous. 13 centimeters on the tibia. I've never heard of that. I've never seen somebody do that much. I think it was the most I've heard is 9 centimeters in the tibia. But anyway, okay.
You know, Victor, but that's what if you send email to Becker and his assistant will tell you that you can do 12, 25 on tibia. That's what they tell.
Wait, they say what?
Maximum.
They say what?
So Bat's bone can go to 12, 25. That's maximum.
Yeah, 12.5. I thought you said 25. I was about to say.
No, yeah, and that's what these guys trying to do now. Go to 195, and that's what Becker tells to some patients. It's like it's possible. I mean, the nail goes that long, but I don't think it's really good for your health.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that look, he only started this in 2023, so he's not even 2 years from his first surgery, right? Like the real recovery hasn't happened. So will he get there? I think that you'll see a huge depreciation and overall potential recovery that he can attain after this. But anyway, I think that kind of clears.
When I was at Dr. Paley, there were quite a few people there who he was correcting who overdid their tibia and had like some form of drop foot and stuff, and he had to do surgery, to even get them back. But you do lose functionality in the way that works. So I'm amazed that this person could do 12 without having to deal with that. But if he did, kudos to him. But
yeah, but I think that he may have. You're right. Brett,
unless he did a specific surgery, where he let himself lose some of that mobility to gain the length. That's the only way.
To sacrifice the function for length. Because I know that common peroneal nerve is one nerve that can lead to drop foot, and it's something that in tibial lengthening is a big thing. But wow, that's good discussion. Okay, so let's see. Let's go through some of these chat questions, and then we'll go and do a little roundtable, see what everybody's been up to. Oh, we have a new guy on here, Schizo Poppy. What's up? Funny name.
What's up, Victor?
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm a big fan of your work. I've been following your YouTube channel for a while now, but it's my first time actually getting on the live. I always miss it.
I get it many by many.
Yeah, I know. Are you well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support for watching over the however long you've been watching. I really do. Are you a prospective patient? You haven't gotten it done?
Yeah, I've been a prospective patient for a while. I've been doing a lot of research, saving a lot of money. But so I'm quite active in Discord, not really, but I've been talking to Dr. Parihar, and I was thinking of doing fit bone femur lengthening in India, maybe after July.
Okay.
But I'm still really nervous because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah. But I was thinking of obviously my goal. I'm not trying to over lengthen. I think 6.5 would be the most I would go for. I don't really think I would ever go for 8 centimeters. That's a little too much for me.
Gotcha. Let's talk about that real quick before we go around, because you're a new guy. You and JLo are new. You're both thinking of Parihar. That's really interesting. Are you how tall are you right now?
I'm 5'6".
5'6". Okay, so 6.5 centimeters. I like that height because if I were to go back and do this, femurs 6 centimeters, 6.5. So you would go up 2.5 inches, pretty much, right? And that would put you at what? 5'8". That's pretty much my height. And what's your wingspan?
No idea. But I think it's a little bit over my height. It's
okay.
Like, yeah.
Does it go like mid thigh? Your hands go mid thigh?
Yeah, actually past it. Like it's past my pockets.
Okay. Good. Well, that's awesome, man. I think that you're doing your research well, that over-lengthening is a thing. And look, when you're doing it, you can look, you can, I call it lengthening and observing, right? Like you can lengthen and say, hey, how's my function? How do I look? How do I feel? Do I have full flexibility? Those are things you can check as you do it. Don't just say, hey, I'm going for 8 centimeters and I'm going to go get, or 13 centimeters like this guy. I like that. Schizopoppy. I really do. So do you know when you're thinking about getting the surgery?
Yeah. So it's my daughter's birthday, mid-June. So I definitely want to be here in Florida for that. But yeah, July would be perfect for me. I think I have more than enough money right now. I think I have more than enough money plus the complication fund. But yeah, like I said, I just want to be here for my daughter's birthday.
That's awesome, brother. And the funny thing that you said complication fund, I can tell you've been watching my videos because you know about the complication fund. It's smart to have that, it really is. And So you're going for 6.5 centimeters on the femurs. You're 5'6". That would take you to 5'8.5". Do you live in the States?
Yeah, I live in Broward County,
Where's that? What state
Florida.
is that? Florida.
Sorry,
Okay, got it.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're
I'm
good.
like in my head. I'm like everybody knows where Florida. What
I
Florida
know.
is.
I've been down there for I actually been to the Paley Institute, so I know that section of Florida. And I visited my brother in Fort Myers once. But anyway, what was going to ask you next? Oh, you talked about the fit bone, right, for your femur. So are you worried about that specific device, or are you just?
I'm actually super. I've talked about it in the Discord because
Yeah.
there was one dude that went to Dr. B in South Africa, and he was talking about how like I think the device failed on his left leg and had to do an extra surgery with Dr. B because the fit bone. And it wasn't just him. Like I've seen in some forums on the internet of people talking about the fit bone failing on them or just some weird complication, and I definitely don't see that as much for Precise. So I'm definitely thinking of that because Parihar is not doing Precise at all right now.
Wow. And is it because of the shortage?
I have no idea, but when I emailed them, I asked them because in your live with him with Dr. Parihar, he talked about how there was a supplier in New Delhi, right?
Yeah.
And he had like this whole process that would take 6 weeks for you to get the Precise and whatever. So I inquired about that process, and he said that process doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know. He said we're only doing fit bone now. But what do you think of the fit bone? Because I watched. Yeah.
So this is gonna like I actually talked to Dr. Thaler, who off record, and he's okay with me saying this because it's not going to disclose anything else that we talked about. But he actually, if you think about it, Dr. Baumgart, with Betts actually created the fit bone, right? And I talked to Thaler, I think it was back about St. Patrick's Day time, and I said, "Hey, look, this precise nail shortage, what's going on?" He says, "Victor, they're not telling me anything." I said, "Okay, whatever." And we started talking about the fit bone. I was like, "Well, don't you use the fit bone?" He says, "Look, when I teamed up or I was working with Ranier and Betts and blah 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 blah," he basically said that I feel like that's obsolete technology compared to the Precise. Now, was he saying that because he's also a consultant for NuVasive? I don't know, but hearing that from Thaler, I trust Thaler. He's one of my favorite surgeons out there. I think that he was disappointed that the Precise nail wasn't in stock, but he also did mention that the technology of the fit bone is a little bit behind the times. So you mentioned mechanical failure or whatever happened. I don't know, or like it wasn't syncing with the electric motor or whatever. But if I had to choose, obviously I would go with the most state-of-the-art technology. Yeah. Yes, that's just me, right? But if Parihar, who's a skilled surgeon, can do this surgery successfully with a device because he's a good surgeon, then it's like, you got to kind of make that decision.
But you can't go back, right? That's the thing with the
well, there you can. There's a different little electric motor that allows you to reverse, right? So it's not like Precise. You can just flip the magnet and just go backwards, but you have to get like the other electric motor to go backwards.
Okay. And Dr. Thaler, can you tell more about why does he think the technology is obsolete?
Let's see. So what did he exactly say? He basically said that, and I asked him about this. I didn't want to like dig too deeply, but I basically said, well, you've used this nail. He says, yes, I've done about 2,000 or I think 2,000 or 3,000. I can't remember what he said for the number, cases with the fit bone. Right. And I was like, so you're well versed with it. So why don't you use it now? He says, because I feel the Precise is more precise. He said that, right? Like he said that I don't know if he didn't say anything about failure. He just said that it was just a more precise device. I mean, that was what he said. And I don't know if he was joking or what, but like, can he do fit bone? He can. He's, again, good surgeons. It's like saying a mechanic can fix something with like a screwdriver that I couldn't fix with like the proper tool to fix that. It's like if you have the skills, you can do it. So,
but that's not. I'm sorry. I hate to butt in, but because the guy in your Discord, I think his name was Chris. I forgot his name. Mm-hmm. But the reason why it had nothing to do with a surgeon. I think even if Paley did that.
You think it's the device?
It still would have failed because he said.
How did it fail though? How did it fail though?
The receiver could not get the signal to actually lengthen. That's what he said. So it had nothing to do with a surgeon. That's what I'm really scared of. I'm
That
not
is
trying
scary.
to I'm not trying
Yeah,
to do 2 surgeries
I
on
understand.
one
And
leg.
I
yeah,
personally think that if that is your concern, you can raise it in a consultation with him. I'm pretty sure that he's going to address that concern.
that's true.
And a lot of things happen in this procedure, and it's kind of unique to everybody's situation. So I mean, that happened to somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen to you. And we are all nervous, and I totally understand why you're nervous. And I think he's very experienced, and he knows what he's doing. And if you are still concerned, booking a consultation with him and laying down all your grievances will be the best, rather than saying, oh no, you don't want to go for the feet bone or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be, I think.
I think what you have to look at is the incidence. Like how likely is this to happen with more fit bone? You ask Dr. Parihara, say, hey, how many fit bone nails have you used and how many of them have failed? And then you could ask Dr. B. You can even email him and say, hey, hopefully they're giving you like accurate data, because if they are, if it's like 1 out of 5, that can scare you off. But like if it's like 1 out of 100, then you could take your shot, right? It's 1%. So it's like, like J-Lo said, it's like you have to kind of find out what the how likely is this to happen, the chance that this is happening with that specific batch of nails. Because we even heard that we know that the other nail wasn't lengthening the PMAX. That's why they pulled it back, right? Because they had some technical issues as well. So you're right.
I have a question. So did you hear anything like that about Precise 2?
No, but I have heard of like the nail. I think it was Ahmed, like the crown breaking. So every nail has its own like.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but I'm saying because I had my consultation yesterday, appointment with Dr. G, and I can give you some news. So because in Canada there is a shortage of nails, especially for tibia right now. There is some noise. So she might be doing fit bone. That's what she told me yesterday. And I did some quick research on the what's that forum, Limb Lengthening, and I've seen that it was like 2016. The guy was doing fit bone, and he talked about other patients in Spain. He did with what's his name, Monegal, I think, surgeon. And he said there are fails with the fit bone. So I'm thinking if I'll do my tibia with fit bone, I mean, I'm very confident with Dr. G, but I'm like, damn, I don't want to. I mean, I hope I can be lucky and my, fit bone will go well without any fails.
I actually know a patient that went with Monaco, and I think she had some issues with the fit bone. Now that you're bringing that back up, we went through several email conversations over her process. Yeah, I think it's like J-Lo said. I said talk to the specific surgeon, see how many they've done with that specific implant, whether it's Precise or fit bone or whatever, and see if their batch of whatever their stock is performing or if it's not, because you'll find out pretty quickly. If they say, oh yeah, about 3 or 4 patients out of the 12 that I had, that's too high. That's like a 30 or 40% incidence, right? I wouldn't personally do that myself. But if it's like 1 out of 100, it's like, oh, I've done 100 cases, only 1 guy had it. Oh, sorry.
He was his leg, but not a big deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody's complication, but it's like if it's that small of like a 1%, I'll take that risk, right? Because it's like that's like the risk of a pulmonary embolism, 1%, right? So okay, great.
In a couple of months, I got 4 nails ready to go for you, coming straight out of me.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I know, right? You're right. He's gonna sell them on the black market. You'll get all the best nails that went full 8 centimeters, pretty much. All right, guys. So let's answer some of these chat questions real quick. Then we'll get a little update of everybody, and then we'll wrap it up. So DJ Cyborg's in the chat here. He's saying that no, Tremba did not get the 10 centimeters yet. He's only at like 6 centimeters. Okay, so he's still lengthened. I was gonna say he didn't look like he did his tibia didn't look that long yet. Who's funding his procedures, himself or his parents, or he's getting something from the surgeon he's promoting? It looks like that, basically. All right, I came on to watch for a minute, got a bounce. Well, thanks for coming, DJ Cyborg. Okay, that's right, from Troy. Yeah, Achilles' death. That's right. That was the movie. Okay, any questions in the chat? We're gonna scan through this, and then but while we're looking for some questions, let's go ahead and we talked to MD still lengthening. He was here last week. You got to think J-Lo's a prospective patient. We talked to him. Ali, you can go ahead and tell us about your meeting with Dr. G yesterday.
Oh, okay, finally. So, so first,
he's been waiting the whole show for that.
no, I'm just joking. But the first thing is like, yeah, I was surprised she said fit bone, and I was like, okay, that's great. So we'll see if I'll be doing fit bone. The other news is she told me that she watched my interview with you. You remember when we did like 3 weeks ago or something?
Yeah.
And I was surprised, man, and a little bit impressed. She said she listened to it like almost till the end. And I was like, wow, like my surgeon is like, watching me. And I was like, I hope I didn't say anything crazy, because sometimes I know if I start talking, I might not stop. She was like, no, you've been good. I really liked it. And I think you did some good, advices for the patients. Some of them might use it. So I was impressed, honestly. And she checked my x-ray, and she said that my right leg is something like sayonara. I think it's consolidated. So it's 7 months after the surgery. Right is consolidated, left is about 3 weeks away. And I've seen the x-rays, especially the right one, looks like almost like a normal leg. I mean, so I was happy yesterday about that.
So that was that 7 month mark?
Yeah, 7 months. It was yesterday, and it was my appointment. Yeah, and right leg, she said it's done. It's good.
What's the left leg look like?
It's on. She's like, it's 3 weeks away. It's good. The only one side, I think, inside is a little bit less, but it's coming. I think the right leg is like the main leg for me, and the left. But it was since the beginning. She was telling me like 3 months ago, like your right leg is doing better. I have no idea why. Maybe it's the way I walk, or with pressure on the leg.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, when you're walking now, the leg that's healed versus the leg that's not fully healed, do you feel a difference?
No. Oh, okay. Some noises. Okay, so I feel the difference only when I go on the steps, and if I start with the right leg, it's easier to go, if I start with the left, it's still normal, but it's kind of a little bit, I don't know, more little discomfort or something. But it's not pain. It's just like, but I don't even feel the bone. I feel on the muscles, because the bone is long, and then muscles need to reach that length. But I can't say I feel anything extraordinary. Like, for me, it's almost same. And I sent you video recently. I was trying to jog in the corridor. If you've seen it,
I saw that today. Yeah, I saw that in WhatsApp. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that there's a physiological sense, I call it the cyborg sense, that your bone is telling your muscles to kind of chill back a little bit, that left leg is not fully healed, and your right leg feels strong and planted and just grounded, and you're able to kind of like put full force on that. And that's what patients that I talk to right now that are doing like femur lengthening patients, they're like, oh, I feel like my one leg is just so much stronger, I'm just moving, but the other leg is I gotta be a little ginger with that. That's your body telling you that it's still not fully healed. Think about if you broke your leg in the wild, right? Or a dog or like an animal broke their leg, right? Mm-hmm. After 2-3 weeks pass, they're hobbling around, they're going to get up one time, they're going to move a little faster, because they know, they have this instinct that, hey, I can feel stronger, I can move. You just have that sense. You don't have to, they're not talking. The surgeon didn't take an x-ray of like a wolf or a fox that broke their leg. They naturally know that they can move to go hunt again, right? So I think it's the same thing with us. It's like, you kind of know, but at the same time, you want to confirm it with x-ray. So she said another 3 weeks. That's fantastic, man. I saw your walking videos. They're getting better.
Yeah, it's like better every day, slowly, and I'll just finish. So I don't feel anything different in between my legs. But the only thing I feel is like, it's not, for me, it's not complication, but I'm still missing around 1 centimeter of height. It started from 3 because of the posture and DACAS. So right now is 1. My posture looks okay, but before surgery, my back was really kind of like flat, like straight, And I told Dr. G, shows her even like, I pulled up my t-shirt yesterday, like, take a look, check it. She was like, yeah, you still didn't fix your posture. You have to do those exercises for the pelvic, or, you know, that's exactly the area where your muscles are growing and stretching. And the only thing I have is, like, when I do these exercises, area around knees, there's like joints, it's not pain, but it's like I feel it stretching. So I think that's exactly related to over-lengthening. Like, if you do too much, man, like, maybe in the future you might have problems with that, you know, your joints. So I feel it now. It's not pain, but I feel those when you do stretch.
Absolutely. No, definitely. It's the tightness and stuff. Yeah. And that actually brings me to the next person I want to talk to here. We got Brett on the show. He's a double quadrilateral lengthening patient, went from about 5'7" to, what is it now, Brett? Like 6'1", 6'2"?
Just over 6'1".
That's crazy, man. So he's going to give us an update because it's been a while since he's been on the show. He's been super busy with work, but we're so graced by his presence today. So let's talk about
multitasking, working right now while we check.
I figured you would.
Hop on, so.
Yeah, we got to get your thing, and you can bounce if you need to. But so real quick, so you had your second quadrilateral lengthening surgery last summer. I think it was last July, right?
It was August, September, somewhere in that time frame. But yeah, late in the summer or
late
fall.
In the summer. And tell us, like, okay, let's take us back to, like, first lengthening was how much on the femur, how much on the tibia?
Yeah, so first, was it 3 years ago or whatever, I did 4 on the femur and 4 on the tibia. I just did 4 and 4.
4 and 4. And then you went back and then you did how much on the femur, how much on the tibia?
4 more. So I maxed out the nail to 8 on the femur, and then I did 3 more on the tibia.
Got it. And which bones were slow to heal? Was it the tibia or was it the femur? The femur healed faster?
Yeah, tibia definitely was slower. Yeah, for sure.
Got it. All right. So now you went from 5'7" to like a little over 6'1" bare feet. With shoes, that means you're closer to 6'3".
Correct. That's right.
What are the changes in your world? Because, like, that is we're talking, like, okay, 3 inches is planetary level change. You're like universal, multiversal level change.
That is indeed above tempo.
Above tempo, indeed. Yes. What's the changes been like, man? Going around. You're tall now. You're, like, literally, like, that's the word, legitimately tall.
Yeah, man. It's really hard to explain without actually living it, but just everything. A lot of things are so different. Like, for example, going to concerts, right? Like, the view, you can just see everything a lot better. I don't know, like, I didn't used to recognize things on top of, like, my refrigerator, right, or cabinets or stuff, but now they're just there so you can see them. So I don't know, it's just a different perspective for sure. Also, I had people that I ran into 3 years later that had never seen me until now, and, you know, they were definitely, like, looking like, what's different? Like, something's up with this. Like, did you get taller? You know, but no, for the most part, I do feel like I'm treated a lot differently at my height. It's hard to explain, but unfortunately, the social norms, I definitely do get treated a little differently. So
that's crazy. And let's talk about your recovery right now, because you're doing some awesome things. I think it was just like maybe a week or 2 ago, you started running your first mile straight through. Said it was slow, but it's getting better, right? You've been sending me some of those stuff. Talk about that.
Yeah, pretty pitiful. I think I did a 14-minute mile, but it was my first time really trying to just jog the whole time and not walk, you know. So jogging was pretty easily done. Honestly, going through this surgery again, I have a good bit of fatigue. I got to get kind of my breath back and lungs and all that fun stuff on top of my legs. So it's not all the legs being the problem, but it's also out of shape, right? So, as you know, I started back going to the gym 5 days a week too, just doing some strength training, but not really cardio stuff. So my cardio has suffered for sure, but I ran a mile 2 days last week, and then I showed you I ran, I think, like 5 miles one day. That was my longest run I've tried yet, and I survived it. So I anticipate, I mean, my miles already dropped like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes just in these couple of weeks of getting back into it. So I hope that it's going to keep getting a lot better. But it's definitely been a struggle because I've been in a wheelchair and on crutches. So I'm only like a month off of crutches right now, or 3 weeks. So yeah.
Think about that. Think about that, guys. He's only 3 weeks off of crutches in the wheelchair, and he's running a mile now at a 14-minute mile. Isn't that pretty crazy? This guy is, and I know it's going to get better and better. He's not even at the year mark since he had surgery, his second quadrilateral lengthening surgery. So I know a lot of people are saying, "Can I run a mile again?" Brett just did both femurs and tibias last July or last August, whatever, and he's back to running a mile. Not the greatest, but he's just not even a month from being able to walk. So the possibilities are all there if you recover properly. You get the surgery done safely and don't over lengthen, which is the whole topic of discussion today.
But from the other side, he did 3 centimeters only last time, right? So that's why maybe he's faster.
He did 4 last time. This time he did 3. But you're right. But it's still, the bone didn't heal until just recently. So the point is that I think that you're right. It did 3 this time. However, you got to understand that he's still 3 centimeters on tibia. It's still a lot, right? It's still out of the 5 that you're recommended, right? That's still quite a bit.
That's 7. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 on top of 4. It's not just a fresh 3. So.
Right. It's compounding. Even though he did have time to recover in there, it's still. I think that it's not like. Yeah, exactly.
But as far as sports, the only sports I played, I played basketball last night. Believe it or not, I legit went out and played. I shot 1 shot and made it, but that was it. But that was because I was wide open. But I'm pretty slow. I'm not very agile right now. I'm getting better, but as you can imagine, just getting the muscles recovered, running, my speed has definitely gone down, but I'm really hoping over the next couple of months that'll get better. We'll see. The other sport that I play is golf, and I'm able to make like a 3/4 golf swing right now. I can't quite do like a full turn like I used to be able to. But, I'm still doing a ton of stretches on my legs, and I don't have them where I want them to be as far as flexibility right now. And I anticipate it's probably going to take me another 6 months to a year because, I want to get like my hamstrings and everything where I can kind of get my legs completely straight up and things like that, like I used to be able to. But it's going to take a lot of work and every day just stretching like crazy to get there. I know that. So, I'm able to swing a golf club and I'm able to shoot basketball. So
and run and go back to the gym. You just told me last week that you were going back to the gym to work out. What did you do?
Yeah, so I'm doing I guess you'd call it pre-normal split. So I do chest Monday, back Tuesday, legs Wednesday, shoulder Thursday, and arms Friday. That's what I'm doing right now.
How was your leg workout? What did you end up doing that day?
It's my first time squatting just the bar.
Okay.
So I did that, and with deadlifts, I was able to at least pick up like 95, so 25 on each side.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I just did normal like leg curls and things like that. So nothing too crazy.
How was the squat in terms of, because you did, again, your biomechanics are pretty much normal because you did both tibia and femur for double quad. How are your squats? Like, does the knee bend just as normal as before, just the higher level, like center of gravity?
Yeah, it's definitely a different feeling. But it's the same, but it's a different feeling. How do you explain that? Okay. It's like my legs are longer, so it's almost like my knee extends out farther forward going down, but I still can get down to the same spot. It's just like there's a going farther out forward kind of thing.
It's like just being like a taller person because your knee is also higher, so it bends at the fulcrum's at the same spot, relatively. But yeah, you have to record a video.
The balance is different. It's like the center of balance is different, so I almost have to lean more forward or something a little bit. The center of gravity is a little different. That's weird part.
Yeah, because you did double quad, but you didn't lengthen your torso, which is where a lot of the bar is being held up top on your traps and stuff. So that makes sense. Very cool. Well, if you can get a video, I know your gym's kind of weird about recording in there, but if you can sneak it in, man.
If they would let me record, I'd be sending you a ton, but they banned recording stuff. So
I'll buy you a GoPro, stick it in the corner, and just record it. Anyway.
I did. Unfortunately, I think I told you when I was running one of the miles, I did fall down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I tripped over a tree root and fell down, so that was a good time. But the kind of blessing of that was as I was falling forward. If you can imagine trying to catch yourself when you're stumbling forward, like I tried to catch myself maybe 4 or 5 steps before I fell, and there was like no pain, no problem. Like I was worried I would hurt myself, right? But
Mhm.
I didn't hurt myself, no injury. I just bit the dust from my face. But but as far as falling, it was pretty graceful and no injury. So the fact that my legs could handle that made me feel pretty good about things.
That's it. I mean, that's a sense of normality coming back your way. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, when I was able to kind of like jump on my tibia again, it was incredible. I was like, oh, I'm becoming normal again. So that's cool, man. Well, keep recovering. So they got a couple questions for you, Brett, before I know you probably have to go, but it's like, hey, above tempo, did you have to throw out your old pants? That's from Mark.
Yeah, I have one question here.
Yeah,
Kind
go
of
ahead.
wondering about something. When you do tibia, from the time that you stop lengthening consolidation till the time that you go for remover, if you do LON or something like that, during that period, do you feel the nail in your bone? Do you kind of feel it in any way?
You don't feel the nail, but you feel the screws. I feel the screws for sure. So you'll feel the screws in certain spots when you're doing things, especially if you're doing a lot of stretching, or you try to, like I said, jog or do weightlifting, where you're using those muscles. If you think about it, the screws were holding the bone in place, right? And they're also through your muscles a little bit. So when your muscles are trying to move, they're gonna rub against those screws a little bit and cause a little bit of feeling there. But it's not like a painful thing. It's just I don't know how to explain it. It's you notice it, but it's not painful or anything.
Okay.
That's a good
Cool.
question.
If you've ever felt something being sore, maybe almost like a sore feeling, but it doesn't hurt kind of thing.
Okay.
Now I do have sometimes they're swelling up sometimes. But that's why I'm looking forward to getting everything taken out in a couple months, because I know that'll fix that problem. So.
I do remember you mentioning that. I had the same thing happen after some runs and workouts. I think one of the screws was irritating something like soft tissue or something, and once it got taken out, it wasn't a problem anymore. So, did you have to throw out your old pants, Brett?
Yes, I did. So I went from 32 to 36 length pants. So all my 32 lengths had to bite the dust for sure.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Also, golf clubs. I'm trying to get new golf clubs because mine are too short, but I haven't done that.
I bet, man. That's a huge pretty much 6-inch gain. Does he have any diaries on the Limb Lengthening forum or the Discord? So now Brett's kind of moved on from it. All his stuff kind of exists on my channel, thanks to, so this exclusive. So you get the exclusive above tempo right here. Isn't that right, Brett? Do you have anything else out there?
No, not really. Yeah, just going through it was rough enough. So.
That's awesome. All right, cool. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do, Keshav, you have joined the show. What's up, man? Keshav.
Yeah, I had a question for him as well because he commented something.
Sure.
No, he's not answering.
Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? You talked about in the chat that you talked to Perry Hart and he said it takes a year gap doing the second one.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So I had a meeting last month with Dr. Parihar, and I was considering like both segments, tibias and femurs. So I talked about him about the fit bone method and all, and he told me that he will do first he will do the femurs, then he will do tibias after a year.
He will do tibias after a year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He told me that he does it very safely, and he told that if one of his cases go wrong, it's a big thing for him. So he told that once you come back to the motion and all, then you can do it after a year.
Victor, I just have a question because you mentioned before that if you do femurs before tibia, that there might be some knee issues. That's why a lot of surgeons do tibia first when they do quad.
within the first like month, because
Okay.
sometimes there's like post-surgical swelling. So if you do it like a month apart or 3 weeks apart, they usually do tibia first, then femur. But if you spread it out by like 4 to 6 weeks or more, usually that's not a big concern.
I see.
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
way mine worked. I did tibia, and I think 3 weeks later they did femur.
Mm-hmm.
And above tempo, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Do you swim? And are you allowed to swim? Does that help you?
Yeah. Actually, when you're going through the lengthening process and doing your physical therapy, swimming is highly recommended. So once you're, I think it was a month after your surgery, maybe shorter than that, when you've healed up enough, yeah, definitely swim as much as you can, because well, I didn't do the weight bearing nail, right? So when I was walking in the pool, that was the only time I was really walking because, yeah, unless now there also is this thing called the Ultra G at Dr. Paley, where you can walk on it, and it basically makes your legs lighter, kind of thing. Like it makes your legs zero gravity, so you can walk on that, or you can do water. But that's your only two ways to walk when you're not weight bearing. So
I see. And what
but
did
yeah,
you?
water
your-
is really good for sure.
I'm sorry. What did you do with your tibias? You did LON or it's something else?
No, everything I did was normal internal nail.
Okay. That's why you were able to swim so early. I
Yeah.
see.
If you don't have internal nail and your incision sites don't heal up, if you have like a external fixator, you can't swim.
I see.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we're going to answer this question from Cyborg Gal, and then we'll probably call it a day. It's kind of like a general question. Past patients, have you felt ashamed at the hospital during the surgery to tell the nurses and everyone what you're doing? Then she says, it's an extreme surgery. Then she's basically saying that, what does she say? They'll keep asking, can you confirm your name and what procedure you're getting done? At least this way, my experience was for another surgery I had. So, MD, we haven't heard from you much today. What about?
So I had mine at a private hospital, and they all knew what I was doing. They didn't really ask much. They seemed they were all very nice to me. So I had a lot of nurses help me in the private hospital. They were all nice. So
okay, so no,
they
not
ask,
you.
they would ask like if they need to, but not much. No, they're all nice to me.
What about you, Brett? Like above tempo, like did like I guess anything? Any nurses or medical professionals?
All of the nurses were super nice. I mean, I had never, before this thing, I had never broken anything or really had to be in the hospital, so it's a new experience for me. But yeah, the nurses were super nice and take care of you. They didn't really, I don't say care about what I did, but they were just doing their job. Now, I had the issue where I didn't sleep well the night before, and then they came in and gave me some stuff to help me sleep, and then the physical therapist came in, and I kind of got low blood pressure and passed out. But
I had that too.
Other than that situation, everything was great. So
got it. I guess
they were very strict at that point.
I think it's a kind of common thing. I don't want to say common, but after a surgery like that, when you stand up for the first time, right? I think your blood pressure dropping is just kind of a thing that happens after going through something like that.
It's a big process. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I don't think.
What's the recommendation then? What do you do to prevent that?
Well, I mean, I don't know that you can prevent it, but obviously they're going to make you they're going to make you stand up as soon as possible. So like, be prepared after you get through the surgery next day. Like, yeah, you can't full weight bear on your legs, but they're going to want you to, stand up assisted. And, cause you don't want to just be laying down, with no activity. It's not good for you. So they're going to be trying to get you back recovering as soon as possible. So.
Yeah, I'd say J-Lo, I'd say just take it slow. Don't go like sudden movements, because then that's when your blood pressure doesn't have time to calibrate, adjust.
If you stand up and you're feeling lightheaded, go ahead and sit back down.
Sit back down. Yeah, don't fall. It's not worth it.
I I was walking around and filming it too much, and then at the nighttime they didn't want me to get around it no more, and then they came strict, like you need to just lay down and stop walking around so much. So and the nurses became very strict, like you need to stop because your blood pressure is very low and you're gonna start falling. So that was the only time they were like, a bit fussy with me. Other than that, they're very nice. So.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think this question would probably be more, applicable if you were saying like, hey, family or friends, which we talked about last week. So we're not going to go back into that. But anyway, there was this last question really for Brett saying, did anyone notice your proportions? What's your wingspan? Because you did do the double quad. Did anybody like call you out and like, hey, he has really long legs now? Or
Something like that.
That's a very fair point. It's like blending back in proportions for overlengthening, right? But what about you, Brett? Like, because I think that's a big question. Like, and we were talking about Tremba earlier. He's doing like, a lot of lengthening. Did anybody call you out on this yet, or do you look pretty normal?
Nobody said anything like that to me. Luckily I had pretty long arms before. So I mean, I don't know my exact arm length, but I can tell you, standing at 6'1", I can touch an 8-foot ceiling without even like my arms can still just touch the ceiling. So they're, what's that, at least 2 foot, I guess.
Yeah, you got long arms. You're good.
So luckily I'm pretty good with my arms and stuff. Doesn't seem to be a worry. So.
Yeah, and if you guys remember, I actually used his pictures as the first kind of example in my proportions video from like I think last year or the year before. So if you want to see his proportions, he has long arms, so he got away with it. Now, some people who don't have his long arms, you may not be able to get away with it. You might be facing what Ali is talking about. People giving that double take. It's like, what? So
yeah,
all right.
It's weird, something is wrong with, I don't know what, but something is wrong. I'll find it out. I'll keep looking.
You know what though? You're bringing up a good point, because when I had my discrepancy and I had that 2-inch shoe build on my one shoe and I was in the gym before I had the surgery, I felt this a little, insecure about that, and like it's just, just self-conscious. People like, I don't want people to look at my shoe. I didn't really care because I was getting my workout, but at the same time, it's like, what if I go to an expensive dinner party or something like that, and it's like people, you just don't want to have. I know what you mean. It's like you don't want people to like be priding and stuff like that too.
The thing is like Sam, like it's like I don't care really, but I don't like when they're just annoying looking. I don't care what they think, but I don't like when they're looking at me. Like what the hell.
Absolutely.
Have you, Victor? Have you talked about maybe would it make a difference? Like I'm trying to work my legs out to get them kind of bigger, right? Because they get skinnier when you go through this. So maybe getting back size in them, like getting
that's a
them bigger.
Great topic.
Does that kind of help? Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like long, skinny legs look different from legs with some muscle, right?
Absolutely. So I believe that like as you continue to recover, you get the leg mass back, and we'll talk about how you can do it, because you're like my little guinea pig, above tempo. So, but I agree that it's a proportion thing. So a long, slender, slim, skinny leg after lengthening is going to look very tall or very long. But then if you give it some horizontal mass and width, it starts to have that distorted illusion that kind of, messes with people's minds, and it's like, oh, it doesn't look that bad, right? Even though it's, technically numerically disproportional. So I think,
I don't know, Victor,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about this too. Sometimes people message me about what are some of the things that I should buy before the surgery and stuff. So I don't know if one day you want to dedicate some time.
I got a video that's coming out. I shot the video like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I
awesome.
finally got it to my editor last night. So it's being edited, and my thumbnail guy. So yeah, it should be coming out like Saturday or something like that. It's like a essential guide.
All right.
Yeah, and actually, it's thanks to HJ. I don't know if you guys know him. You probably do if you're in this limb lengthening space. He had a YouTube channel, and basically he sent me a list of all the different items, and then I talked to another patient. So I kind of got like this conglomerated video. Now, granted, the video says essential. Some of the items you don't have to get. There's some that you should get, but it's like a recommended list, and I'm gonna put a PDF together under the video. So
Awesome.
Yep, with my Amazon link. So click and buy through me so I can get paid.
No problem. Yeah. Do that.
Amazon they don't work in Canada, man. I tried to buy your shit and it didn't work.
Really?
I really tried. Yeah.
What's wrong with you people over there?
They go to Amazon.com and we can't it
Wait,
takes
you
like
don't have Amazon
long
up
time
in Canada?
No, we got Amazon.ca. So it redirects to our Canadian site, and we can't buy shit from.
Oh, so the
I
affiliate links.
tried, man. I really tried to buy stuff from your site, and I
Oh
couldn't.
man. Well, I guess I'll have to get it from the store directly and put it on there. But anyway, that's cool. Well, I appreciate.
No, make a Canadian one. Make a Canadian one.
Yeah, I know.
Or get it.
Here's
Yeah.
the US one. Here's the Canadian one. Here's the
Yeah.
German one. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Awesome. No, Fear God. So he actually no longer has his YouTube channel. He texted me last week. He has taken it down. He's been 4 years in. He was a quadrilateral lengthening patient as well. He went from 5'6" to 5'11". He is phasing out. He's still in the Discord somewhere. If you want to find him, talk to him. But he just wanted to remove his presence from this procedure. So he's no longer online, but he kind of merged with me. It's kind of like that Super Saiyan fusion thing. Fusion from way back. Whoever remembers Dragon Ball Z. Anyway, I'm a nerd. I'm going to log off. I want to thank everybody for coming on today. We had J-Lo, Master Distractor, Ali. We had Above Tempo, Kashev, Schizo Poppy, and I think there was one more person. I can't remember. But appreciate you guys coming on. You guys have to let me know what happens with what do you call it, Parihar and the Fit Bone. Shoot me an email or message in the Discord. And thank you, people in the chat watching wherever you did, and people who are going to watch this. And oh, somebody's saying, wait, Vic, before you dip off. Okay, yeah, what's up, Ben? I'll give you credit. I'll hold up just for you. Oh, Tremba has a YouTube channel. Oh, he does. We could have probably watched that and got all our answers. Well, okay.
Maybe you'll merge with him one day.
I know. Merge with him too.
Maybe you'll acquire him.
No, I don't. You don't need to link it to me. Don't worry about it. We kind of got his thing. I do wish him the best. I hope he doesn't hurt himself. And for those of you who are thinking about lengthening, lengthen and observe. Go to a good surgeon. Do your work through PT and give your body time to recover. Don't just go for a number, because there are risks with this procedure. It's a very, very serious procedure. It's a very powerful, transformative procedure, but it's very serious. And if you do it incorrectly, you could be regretting it for the rest of your life. And you don't want to do that. So thank you guys for episode 156 of Limb Lengthening Live. And until next time, this is Victor from Cyborg for Life, signing out. See you guys next time. Peace.
Mm-hmm.